My mom was a single parent. When I was 16 and there was something that I wanted to do, if she said no, I would stand there and I would argue with her and I would keep coming back at her, wearing her down until she finally said, "I just don't care, Rhonda, do whatever you want to do." And as if it were yesterday, I can still remember standing there looking at her and thinking, "No, don't give in. Stand up to me. I don't really want my way. There's just something in me that's making me argue with you. I wish you cared enough to stand up to me." My mother did the best she could. That was 45 years ago, and I've grown up a lot since then. I can't begin to tell you the number of mistakes that I have made doing things my way instead of God's way. You hear me talk a lot about self, but as I've told you before, and as God's Word reveals, there is nothing good about self. Self is the reason that Lucifer fell from heaven. Self is the reason that man fell in the garden. Self is usually always the reason that we fall. And self is what the enemy uses to tempt not only us with, but he tempted Jesus with it in the wilderness after he was baptized. This is why when we are born again, we must die to self in order to follow Christ. We crucify the flesh in our hearts, our will, our way, and doing the will of the Father becomes our heart. In Exodus 20, verse 3, the very first commandment God gives us is, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." Did you know that self is a god? Self is a God that blinds. Self is a God who deafens. Self is a God who deceives and leads us to destruction. So, brothers and sisters, when you pray, when you seek the Lord in a matter, ask Him, "Father, give me your eyes to see. Give me your ears to hear. Give me an even greater heart for your will. Alert my spirit with your spirit, Father, whenever self tries to get into the way. It is your will that I seek to do, Father, not my own. Help me to do your will." And when you ask Him from the heart things that are in accordance with His will, He will hear you. I love you, brothers and sisters. Have a blessed and fruitful day.